What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? This is Renebean, and welcome to episode number 4 of Live Video Game Hunts, where we go to the thrift stores, yard sales, flea markets, that sort of thing. Show you all the cool stuff that I got throughout the week, as well as the stuff that my wife picked up that's not on camera. Hopefully, we're going to get her some spyglasses soon. So hopefully, you'll stick around to the end of the video, where we'll do a recap and go over all the individual stuff that we got. Nothing in life is just more heartbreaking than seeing like 1,500 views on a video and only like 50 likes. So if you enjoyed this video, please show me some love. Hit that like button, give me some support, let me know that I'm doing something right. But anyways, no, without further ado, let's watch this episode, and I hope y'all enjoy. So sit back and relax, and here we go. Alright, I do apologize for my suck-ass camera work. I'm still working on them ninja skills. For whatever reason, my phone don't like to cooperate. But I'm in a thrift store here where I typically don't find too much stuff, but I did find this random Sega Genesis game here of X-Men. Didn't have a manual, but I ended up paying like $3.50 for this. So it was a great find, and it was a good start to the week because this is only Monday, and I was happy about that. I think this was midday, so it was a good start. This is another Goodwill. This isn't nothing too special, but you know how I am about my controllers, and I did happen to find over here in the electronics section where they keep all the cords, just a random original Xbox controller. Did not have the dongle, but you can literally pay like $1.20 for these online. Anytime you find these controllers, pick them up. I paid $3 for this one. Controllers are becoming a commodity, especially OEM officials. So aftermarket's not so much, but anytime I find the originals, I always pick them up. I'm always bitching about them in my videos. So, but $3, that was a good little find there. Had to include it. Alright, so here's the first time I think I'm including footage from a pawn shop. I typically don't go to pawn shops that frequently. I give them a lot of time to build up some inventory. But I did go into this one here, and you see right away I got The Suffering for original Xbox, and I've been looking for that game for quite some time. And I only get the games that are $4.95. That's their lowest price that they carry for games. Here's another one for original Xbox that I did not have, Maximum Chase. And I'm happy to pay even $5 for an original Xbox game now because it's really hard for me to find ones that I don't have. But luckily, The Suffering's actually a little bit more high-end. Nothing expensive, but I think it's like a $15 game or so. And of course, pawn shops, if you don't know, they'll always haggle with you. I ended up getting 3 games from this stop, and I only paid $10. And I've gotten some really good scores here. Their prices are really hit and miss. Like, I think sometimes they'll look up their prices, and then sometimes they just have no idea, or just they're lazy and they don't give a damn. There's always my hopes to find like a Jurassic Park Operation Genesis or something in a blank case, but never do. It's always something crappy. But original Xbox, this has actually been a pretty good stop for me to find original Xbox games. Like I say, I always give them a lot of time to build up their inventory. Like, I might check on them once a month. I went to another pawn shop after this, but didn't find anything. And I always check all their games, PS2s, the Xbox 360s, and you see here I pull out Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $4.95. That right there will pay for everything, plus give me a few extra bucks for this stop right here. So I get 2 free original Xbox games and maybe make like $5. So I think Battlefront still sells for like 15 or 20 bucks. On original Xbox now, that game will sell for like 30. But always pick up your Battlefronts, whether it's original Xbox or PS2. So $5 ain't too bad. I need to find Bard's Tale for the original Xbox. That game has eluded me. But not too bad of stop down here. I was pretty happy about it. Alright, so here's a local store of mine that I have a love-hate relationship with. I hate them because their markups are ridiculous on most things. Like, they will literally charge above eBay for a lot of their items. But I do love them for the fact that I can catch them slipping a good bit of times when it comes to things like defective consoles. They'll have NES consoles for $10 that they can't get to play right, and they'll just consider them defective. So I'll always get those and refurbish them. Here you see me digging through 2 bins of what they call dollar games. It's just stuff that obviously is almost worthless, but it's good for me because I can find a lot of filler stuff for the collection. I ended up picking up like 4 games, 2 cartridges, 2 discs. Nothing special or high-end. I think 2 PS2 exclusives and 2 sports cartridges, but it's not so bad when you're digging in buckets like this. But everything else in this store is extremely overpriced. So I only come in here for defective consoles and usually to dig in these bins. And here I am. I'm not checking prices. I'm checking to see if it's exclusive. Alright, so this is the first yard sale that I go to this week, and this is on a Friday. The weather was crap. This whole week has just been ass with the weather. It's cold and windy, and not too many people have been setting up, but I did manage to get some good scores here later on. But the first sale here I get to is a Nintendo DS, complete in box, has a few crappy games. He has $50 on there. I'm kicking myself in the ass for it because, you know, I said, hey man, you take 40 for this, and without hesitation he said sure. So I knew he could have been sheckled down to 30, but for whatever reason I didn't say 30. And normally the shekel within me is strong, but it was not strong at that moment. And I wasn't 100% sure of myself, the worth of this thing. Come to find out, it's probably worth like 80 or 90 bucks. Nothing too special. Like I said, I got a good deal on it, and I'm hesitant on if I'm going to keep this thing or not. I'm probably going to sell it. I might sell just the system and everything and keep the box. Some of y'all might consider that taboo, but I do love the way boxes look in a game room or on display. But this thing was in very good condition. The person kept good care of it, and I can tell this was not child owned. This was, you know, just by the games and whatnot. It was adult owned, so it was taken care of. Obviously, that's why it's, you know, in the case, and it had all the implements with it, every accessories. But you always want to check DSs. You want to check two different things. You want to check, make sure the screen isn't scratched all as shit, which I did here, and you want to check, you know, little basics like, does it have its original stylus? Will it cut on? You don't see me do it here on camera, but I do cut this on here in a minute and check it, and all is good with it. So, like I said, I would have been a lot happier paying 30, but $40 still wasn't a bad deal for the first sale. If I was a little bit more sure of myself on the price of it, I probably would have been more confident about it. But sometimes the shekel within me doesn't show as well as it should. So, but $40 not too bad. Mario bundle. It's got 2 like official Mario games and like 3 little apps like a Mario clock or some other bullshit selling point. But cool cover art on the box, so I was happy. So you're catching the first yard sale on Saturday. You're catching the ass end of it. I picked up 2 DS games from this lady. For whatever reason, my glasses crapped out on me, but I paid $6, 3 apiece for 2 of them. I'll show you in the pickups video, but it's the only video that's actually shit out on me, but you'll see what I get here in the pickups. Alright, so a little backstory here. This is another sale on Saturday. This is one that I was extremely excited to go to. This was a community yard sale in a very high-end neighborhood. Um, it turns out the whole community sale was more of a bust. I only got 2 pickups. This first one here, these people they kind of got under my skin. They kept saying they had all this stuff upstairs and they didn't want to go get it. And I really had to coax them, you know, say, you know, bring it out, you know, it'd be good to get you the first sale of the day. She ends up bringing me a few, this is the daughter, she brings me a few GameCube games out, no cases or anything, and they were all crap. Nothing special here, but the whole time I'm still trying to coerce them into going upstairs and getting some more stuff. And you see the mom comes down here, and she really got under my skin. You got 2 types of people in this neighborhood. You got the ones that are so high end, if you're walking on their grass, they expect you to be like mowing it or trimming it. They, you know, not to come over here and talk to these people. Their shit not only doesn't stink, but it can be formulated into crystal balls. Or you got the type of people here who just want to get rid of anything. They don't care what it's worth. But I got the first type here, and they're sitting here on their phone like while I'm looking through the stuff, trying to formulate a price in their head. And she's like, well, that DS is like $200, I'm pretty sure. And this was like a, you know, a later model 3DS. And really, I'm just looking at the games. I'm not looking at the system. I see them over here trying to shekel on their phones, trying to figure out the pricing of it. So I'm going to do what any good video game hunter does. I'm going to pick out the good ones. So I end up getting Super Peach, or was it Princess Peach, and Diddy Kong Racing, I believe, and Mario Party. And she wanted like $10 a piece for these things. She's like, how about 30 for all 3? And I said, the hell she was about to get a price like that from me. And I told her, I was like, I'd be more comfortable giving you $8 for all of them. She did not like that answer. You could see the look on her face to have such a peasant come up here and talk to her about these games. Look at her. Oh, Lord. But I ended up sheckling her for $10 for these 3 games, so I was happy about that. Sometimes you get that conscious when you're sheckling people, you know, like, because I mean, what are you going to do? Say, hey, this game's actually worth $60. Let me, you know, you're not going to do that. You're going to get it for whatever they want. But these people, just the way they acted, look at them looking up these prices on the phone, man. Killing me. You're at a yard sale. You're not at eBay. If I wanted to buy something on eBay, I will sit at home in my boxers with Gold Bond everywhere and a fan blowing right at me in the comfort of my own home. I'm at yard sale. I'm looking for yard sale prices. So she didn't know what to think of that $10 response. So, but I ended up getting those 3 games for $10, so she can eat a dick on that one. Alright, so we left that one community sale to go to another. This was another nice neighborhood, but not as crazy as that other one. And I asked this guy if he's got any games, and he comes out. He had a fat PS2 in there with a stack full of games and 3 controllers. He thought that there were 2 PS2s in there, I guess just from the sheer size of it. I pulled out the one. I was like, "You just got one in there." So I think he originally wanted like 25 or 20 bucks, but I ended up paying 15 for all of it. I was happy about that. One of the controllers, they were all officials. You know, hell, a controller sells for 15 bucks, but nothing too exciting in there with the titles. I think I ended up getting, like one of the good ones, like Wild Arms 3 or something. Nothing spectacular, but still a cool find, man. 15 bucks. Anytime someone comes out with a crate full of games, I mean, pick it up, man. And me being the sheckler that I am, I had to take the crate too. You know, sometimes people are like, "Don't take my tote." Well, hell, how do you want me to carry this thing? Do I look like I got a backpack on me? So 15 bucks, good start of this sale here. I ended up getting a few things from this community sale, but this was the first one here. Pretty happy about it. So next house over at the same sale here, I come across this Wii on the ground. Didn't have any nunchucks or controllers, but I think he wanted 10. I shackled him down, got it for 5. I always got a bag. I got literally a huge bag full of Wii accessories, so I can definitely bundle that up, make a good system out of that. $5, quick little pickup. Very happy about that one. Alright, so here's the last sale of that community, and I don't know what it is here lately, but these kids have been bringing me out the games. I'm not going to argue it, I just think it's kind of interesting. These kids bringing out stuff that's older than they are. But this little girl brings me out some PS2 stuff here. Nothing crazy exciting in here, but I ended up picking up Scarface for a PSP, as well as Keeson 2 for the PS2, and Legend of a Dragon, I can't remember. But that's a PS2 exclusive. I ended up paying ultimately $1 a piece for these games, so I'm not going to argue that. The whole time I'm sitting there asking, you got any other games? Going down the list, Nintendo, Sega, GameCube, that sort of thing. He says, well, let me go in there and check and see if anybody else has any games. So, if you're kind and courteous to these people, they'll actually go and help you out, which he did. But the interesting thing is you'll see when he goes in there and asks if they got any games, he didn't. He comes back out, but someone else comes out that I actually knew growing up, which was very cool. It was just a cool little experience that day. I haven't seen this guy in, hell, I don't know, maybe 10 years, man. It's been quite some time, but it's just cool to come across something like that yard sale. You never know what you're going to see. But the funny thing is, the second he comes out, we do the, yeah, man, how you been? And I instantly go to, hey, got any more video games? So I was happy about that. It was a good little ender for this community sale. It was definitely a different ambiance from going from that suck-ass sale over at that really rich neighborhood to go to this one. And I think this guy, he was just here visiting some family, and he pops right out. Yeah, you see the dad comes out here, and then right behind him is when my buddy comes out. So very cool, and you can see the look on his face when I kind of like double back at him. I'm like, hey, what the hell? Alright, so one of my subscribers suggested this, and if it's something, not everybody likes, I won't include it. This is no video games, but this is some pretty cool toy stuff. And I did get a really cool Lego bundle on this one. I got this huge box of Legos for $5, and you'll see there's this big box of toys. She only wanted $10 for it, but I don't know enough about toys. I'm not confident enough yet to really buy anything. So if it's something you see that I should have definitely picked up, let me know. And for $10, there was some pretty cool stuff in there. I think there was like some Star Wars stuff, maybe like some G.I. Joe stuff. I don't know if it was vintage or new. See, that's what really gets me. I grew up playing video games. I didn't grow up, playing with a lot of toys, so we kind of had one or the other. So I didn't really know too much about toys, especially about the older stuff. So if you see something in here that I definitely should have passed up, let me know in the comments, and I'll kick myself in the ass for it later. But I did want to include this in the video. It's not video game related, so if it's something that y'all don't like, let me know, and I'll leave it out next video. If it's something y'all want to see more of, let me know, and I'll start filming these videos of toys. Maybe y'all can help me get knowledgeable with this stuff. But that's the box here that I passed up. $10, probably a good deal, but I didn't get it. So here's another sale at the community that I stopped at. It's not game related, but like I said, if it's something y'all want to keep seeing me do, let me know. If something you don't, let me know as well. But I came across, there was some more toys here, as well as there was this big booklet of Pokemon cards and a bag full of Pokemon cards. I don't know much about Pokemon. If you'll know from my previous videos, this is nothing that I collect. I just never got into it. But I think I paid $5 for this book full of them, as well as the bag. I don't know if that was a crazy deal. I haven't gone through it, looked it up or anything. I know that you got like some first edition Pokemon cards and there's later editions. I don't know too much about it. But let me know if $5, I don't know if that was a good deal or not. Guess I'll find out here soon enough. But if y'all don't want to see this stuff in these videos, let me know. I'll be more than happy to leave it out. But I had some people inquire about it, so I figured I can show it off this one time around and see how it does. So this was an advertised indoor donation sale here. It's got its own hobo bodyguard. Kind of reminds me of like the Cowardly Lion, but he was cool, easy to talk to. He's friendly. And I go in here, and right off the gate, I come across some Xbox 360 games. All this stuff was donated, so the families weren't actually here, but they had like little tags with their pricing on there, so the family got credit, I guess. This first stack here with Oblivion, they wanted like $10 for it. Not going to have that. But this other stack had 4 games, and they wanted 6 for it. There ended up being 2 360 games that I did not have. So paying $3 a piece for 2 360 games is good. Plus, I got 2 extra games out of it. With that mirror, it kind of freaked me out. I thought this place was bigger than it was, but it wasn't. So I'm sitting here doing the lap around, seeing if there's any other games. Because if I can find some vintage stuff over some modern stuff, I'm going to go for that first. So I'm doing my laps, and I was interested because after I left, I did buy this for $6. So it wasn't bad for me. You see, I got Just Cause 2 and Far Cry 2 as well. Just Cause and Far Cry 2. So I didn't have those in the 360 collection, so I paid 3 apiece for that. It was interesting too because the second that I left this cell, right as I'm getting in my truck, one of my buddies pulls up who also game hunts. A little late to the draw, but he lives on this side of town, and I got my own route in my head where I go. And here lately, I've just been using the yard sale app. If you do not have it, I highly suggest getting it. Go to the Google Play Store, and it's the yard sale hunting app. It's $1.99 for a year subscription. It is awesome. It will tell you how many yard sales are in the area. You can plan your routes to them. It's very handy. It hooks you right up to Google Maps. Very cool. That has gotten me some major scores. And $1.99, it was an excellent. You can get it for free, but $1.99 opens up more features. But it was a cool stop for $6. Very happy. So after going to all those sales, my spy glasses, the battery died on them, so I had to resort to using my sucky little camera on my phone, and didn't find anything too special here. I did get We Love Katamari as well as Metal Gear and Midway Treasures. Paid $1 a piece for them. Off camera, you don't see it, but I actually pick up Lego Star Wars 2 for the PS2. So $1 a piece for that, and We Love Katamari was complete. I don't believe the copy that I have is, and the disc was in really good condition, so definitely an upgrade. So $4, I can't beat that at all. That was a good find. I just wish my damn camera on my phone would cooperate so I can give y'all some good footage. So don't hate me too bad for it. Alright, so here's the first sale Sunday morning at the flea market here. Kids got some PS3 games. Nothing spectacular or special here. Already had Little Big Planet, but he had Tron and that one in the top right. I can't remember what that was. It's hard for me to see sitting so far back from the computer here. He wanted $4 a piece for it. I only get the exclusives for PS3. PlayStation's got that little gimmick where they can have a third-party game, but it has like compatibility with with the Move controllers, and for whatever reason I fall for it every time. So I picked that up as well as the one in the top right for, he wanted 4 apiece, but I ended up getting both for 6. So 3 apiece wasn't bad. Didn't have the change on me at the time, so I just said, hey man, you hold these games, I'll come back once I get some change. Of course I did. I'm not going to be an ass and never show back up. That would just be a dick thing to do. But we're getting those juices flowing, getting some finds early on, so I was happy about it. Always get moving, so if you're not finding anything, sometimes it doesn't hurt to pick up something not necessarily awesome. So here's another sale at the flea market. Nothing too crazy here as well. The PlayStation 3 was broken, caught my eye. I should have asked her what was wrong with it. It may have been a simple fix, but I got too much on my damn list to do as far as consoles, bundles, or doing fixes, so I didn't want to add to it. But that made me ask. I said, hey, you got any games? And she had a little bucket back there. Nothing special in this one either. She pulled out a Connect game, but it actually happened to be a Connect game that didn't look too terrible as far as title-wise. So instead of like some dancing or yoga or whatever, it was the Raving Rabbids from the Rabbids series. It was a Connect game that I did not have, and it was sealed. Nothing special, but I only paid $1 for it, so I'm not going to hate that. Like I said, I'm just getting moving, getting motivated, making sure I'm finding these games and keeping them juices flowing. So picked that up for $1, not too bad. She didn't have anything else special or anything that I needed. So it was cool of her to pull that out, and I probably should have asked on that PlayStation. For whatever reason, I didn't. But like I said, my list is through the roof on stuff that I need to get done. So I figured I'm going to break the rule on showing you a reseller's table, and the only reason I'm going to show you a reseller's table is when you catch them slipping. And I have caught this guy slipping a handful of times. You've seen him from previous video. I call him Hello Friend. I don't really know his name. I just call him that because every time you see him, he says Hello Friend or Hello Amigo. He's a really nice guy. He's the type, that if he's looking for video games, he just looks for stuff that he knows is the moneymaker stuff, Mario, Zelda, that sort of thing. Anytime he has something out that he hasn't had time to price or look up is when I can catch him slipping. So I saw this copy of Parasite Eve for the PlayStation. It's the greatest hits version. So I asked him, I said, hey man, how much you want for this? And he's trying to think right away on top of his head because he knows that I look for games. I know the pricing and stuff. So he thinks he's either going to get me or I'm going to get one over on him. So he says 10. I rebuttal at $7, and he's real funny to haggle with. Like him losing $1 is just detrimental. But I ended up paying $8 for Parasite Eve to him, and I've gotten great deals from this guy. Like I got in Final Fantasy VII for $5. I don't catch him slipping all the time. That's the only time you'll see me showing a reseller's table, if I do it at all, is to catch him slipping, because that's hunting. Not when I'm just looking through their table and not buying anything. But good little find, $8 Parasite Eve. There's another cool sale at the flea market here that I found. This guy had not a huge table full of stuff, but he had some PS1 games that had been picked through as well as PS2. I did see this Tales of, how do you pronounce that? Xillia or Xillia or something. It's not exclusive. It's on 360 as well, but this was the limited edition with the paper sleeve. I asked him how much he wanted on that. He said $10, so I set it down. I'm going to look at his other stuff first. Another thing that caught my eye on this table, when you look over here to the left, he had these two strategy guides for Bioshock 1 and 2. Bioshock 2 was the hardcover as well. So that was cool. So in my head, I think I'm going to bundle all this together and see what kind of deal I get from him. And I think he wanted like $4 a piece for these manuals, which wouldn't have been terrible. I'm not big into collecting strategy guides, except unless it's for a game that I really care about. And I'm a really huge fan of Bioshock. And that paperback, or that hardcover Bioshock 2 was just ultra sexy to me. So I said, hey man, how about $12 for both the Tales of Xillia and Xillia? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And the Bioshock games. He did it, so he's actually being kind to and opening and making sure everything's in there, which I would have done anyways. But for $12 for that, I believe that game I can sell that and get the manuals free. Maybe make like $5. The game's not extremely expensive. Had it been for the 360, I think I have it for the 360, just not a limited edition version. So $12 is a good little find. I actually had more finds on Sunday than I did Saturday at the flea market. Saturday, it's just been a crappy week for weather. Hopefully next week's going to be nice and sunny. I'm going to get you hours of footage here, but not too bad for this video to go around. Alright, so we're going to end this week's finds off with a very cool little pickup here that I was happy about. This lady, she actually comes into my job all the time. She's always buying like pop-up canopies to sell on the side of the road. She's a reseller. She finds things and flips them. I noticed that she had some games here, especially the 64 stuff. I'm pretty sure I do not have the Indestructible Derby there for the 64. And she says that she had some other games, so she pulls out this huge stack of PS2 games. She wanted $40 for everything, which in itself wouldn't be a terrible deal. The controllers were aftermarket. I wasn't going to pay it. But I did see two titles in there that I wanted. I wanted 007 for the 360 because I didn't have it. And then I saw the Mega Man X collection, which I wanted as well. I was going to, she wanted like $5 a piece for the games, which in itself wouldn't have been too terrible for the games that I picked up. I ended up picking the 164 game up, and I said, how about this, the 007 and Mega Man X for $10. She wasn't going to have it, so she at least did $4 a piece on the games, which in itself was a good deal, especially when you see what I find when I open up Mega Man X there, because I wanted to make sure that game was in there, because that's the main profit of this whole lot, so I can get one game for free out of this. But she's super nice. She's just a reseller trying to support her family, and she ends up coming across some cool stuff from time to time, and very seldom does she have games, and this just so happened to be the last table that I stopped at the flea market, and it turned out to be the best score of the day. You'll see here that I open up Mega Man X2. Hopefully it's on camera here, and it doesn't really appear to be, but inside, there we go. Come on, aim down a little bit. There was two copies. There was Mega Man X8, which is, a $20, $30 game in itself, and then behind it was Mega Man X Collection. So happy about that. I picked that up, paid $8 for it and the 64 game, so I couldn't argue on that. She really wanted to sell me that system. She ended up saying, "Well, take it all for 30," but I didn't want to get involved with it. Didn't want another PS2. I still got 2 or 3 I got a list now. So for the last sale of the day, I was very happy. So hopefully y'all enjoyed all the finds that I got this week. I know this week wasn't the most spectacular as far as the last episodes are concerned, but I blame it on the weather. Next week's going to be awesome. But make sure you stay tuned. We're going to go over all the pickups and show you all this cool stuff that I got, and as well as the stuff that my wife picked up. So let's stay tuned and check that out. Alright, so let's go over all the stuff that you've seen from the pickups here, as well as the stuff that my wife got. No particular order. I'm just going to kind of show you what I got and kind of go from there. And there might be a little bit of backstory if I kind of get it in order. So let's see here. I got this at an estate sale, or not an estate sale, but at a regular sale. None of this shit's in order. Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed the video here. We're going to go over all the individual pickups. No particular order. I'm just going to kind of show you what I got and go from there, as well as the stuff that my wife picked up. So let's go over, no particular order. I'm just going to start showing you some games here. We got Halo 4. Taped together, I got Just Cuz and Mirror's Edge. That was part of that one sale that had that whole stack for $6. In there as well was Far Cry 2, and there was another game somewhere around in this pile. Let's see here. We got Metal Gear Solid 2. We Love Katamari in excellent condition. Legend of the Dragon, another PS2 game I get to add to the lot. Let's see here. We got 2 DS games. These were those DS games that I told you that I did not have footage of. We got Soul Bubbles as well as Lego Indiana Jones here. I paid $6 for both of those. Not too terrible. Let's see here. Oh, and here is Midway Arcade Treasures, another one that I got with the We Love Katamari bundle there. Here is a Wii that I picked up for $5. Doesn't have the Wiimote or the nunchuck, but not too bad for $5. I got this Nintendo DS complete in box for $50 with, not 50, I apologize. It has a 50 on the tag, but I ended up paying 40 with 2 crappy games. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. I'll probably sell it though, because usually how I am. Because I got the new 3DS, I don't need that. Let's see, we got, no reason to kind of go too in depth with this one, but we got the crate of PlayStation here with 3 controllers. Some of the games we got in there, if I can take them out here, nothing too extremely sexy. Some sports, Guitar Hero 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Max Payne. If you've never played Max Payne, play this game. That game is awesome. Especially the sequel, The Fall of Max Payne. MLB 2005, Tiger Woods. This guy had a lot of sports in this stuff. NCAA, Madden 06. Let's see, Call of Duty, a big red one. The coolest one out of the whole lot, in my opinion, was Wild Arms 3. He did have Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duelist of the Roses. And then we have Ace Combat 4. 3 controllers, all official, no cuts, no bruises. Big fat PlayStation 2 memory cards, $15, man. Come on. Let's see. We were at another sale, and this is the thing of Pokemon cards. Don't know if it's special. It's got these weird little medallions in there. Paid $5 for this, as well as this bag of Pokemon cards. Don't know how special that was, or how good of a deal that was, but we'll find out later, I'm sure. First sale of the week, we got X-Men for Sega Genesis. No manual, good condition. I had actually played that, and it's actually kind of cool. And I'm not even the biggest X-Men or video game or comic book fan. Let's see. From one of my buddies who I kind of deal with Game Gears that you've heard before, he'll find Game Gears for me. He'll accumulate them and then give them to me, and then I just refurbish one and give him one. He brought me another blue. Doesn't have the official backs, but I will refurbish these things and make them play good. And the blue ones, are a little bit more uncommon. Let's see, what else did he get? Oh, he also gave me this weird little, what the hell is this? Pull to twist. Oh, this is a flask. He gave this to me. It's called the Final Fantasy Flask. You actually kind of like twist that top off, and I don't drink, but that's cool. That'll be decoration for the shelf. Let's see, there's Lego Star Wars for the PS2. Keeson 2. Keeson, am I pronouncing that right? Keeson 2. Scarface for the PSP, which I don't have that many PSP games. So we also picked up the strategy guides here. We got BioShock, the original, BioShock 1, I mean. The special edition strategy guide hardcover book for BioShock 2, very cool to have. Picked that up, as well as Tales of Xillia for $12. Good deal on that one. From that one kit, we got PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, as well as Tron Evolution. Paid $6 for those. For $1, we got Rabbids. The Rabbids alive and kicking. So $1 on that. When I caught Mr. Hello Friend slipping, we got Parasite Eve for $8. Good deal. Anything else in here? Oh, and this is the N64 Destruction Derby, which I'm pretty sure I don't have. And then Mega Man X, I paid $8 for this, but the sexy thing in there is that first game that was hidden in front of it, which is Mega Man X8, $20-$30 game. Very cool on that one. And the last little bit that I have is those 3 games from those little fuckers at the one sale, which was Super Princess Peach, Diddy Kong Racing, and Mario Party 8. What else do we got? There's that original Xbox controller for 3 bones. Let's see, this was the ones that I got at the pawn shop. I got Maximum Chase for the original Xbox, Star Wars Battlefront, and The Suffering, which I did not have, which I'm super happy about. These are the ones that I got at that crappy little retro store with that 93-cent games. Nothing spectacular. Major League King Griffey I did not have. Super Baseball Simulator 2000, which I'm on the fence if I have or not. Salt Lake 2002. And the Extreme Condition of Lost Planet. Lost Planet was a very fun game when that game came out. If you never played that, give that game a chance. It's really dated now, but it's actually a really fun game. There's a cool concept behind it, having to stay warm. Let's see, what else do we got? Anything spectacular? I think that's really it. Let's show you what my wife got. Oh, she got this big ass bag here. Nothing amazing in it. She paid $15 for all this. We got Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects, Enter the Matrix Path of Neo. You know, I want to say she might have gotten me one that I don't have. I know I'm missing one of these Matrix games. That would be sweet if that's the case. Tony Hawk's Project 8. There's some crappy controllers in here. I see some officials. There's an Atari Flashback in here as well. Nothing extremely crazy in here, but for $15, I see the dongles. I'm happy with it. I don't know if there's anything else hiding anywhere. We got some sunscreen, so that's good, because you know video game players get a lot of sun. So $15, not bad. What do we got in this pocket? Anything? Holy shit. Not a damn thing. But $15, original Xbox 3 controllers, some games, possibly one I didn't have, so that would be a... Oh, fuck, that's heavy. That'd be a plus. That's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This was episode 4. I guarantee you next week's going to be awesome. The weather's supposed to be a lot better this weekend. Just the weather was kind of shitty. But we did manage to get some crates and some good stuff here. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like. Show me some support. Come on, 1,500 views and 50 likes. Math don't add up. But hope y'all enjoyed this so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, check them out. Check the channel out. This channel's growing like crazy. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care.